and general issues about Nigeria and the wider world. Today, we will not be having a guest at the studio or joining, or will be joining us virtually. We'll be taking a run through the stories that made the headlines during the week in Nigeria and across the world. We'll also be taking a look at the Nigerian Professional Premier League and the English Premier League to look at the fixtures and look at the stories behind those fixtures. Once again, you are welcome. It still remain your premium TV program, News Nexus on SKTV. Without much ado, we will dive into the stories for today, and we'll look at the stories making the rounds. I believe every one of us heard the story of the CNG gas explosion in a filling station in Benin City, and it has been one of the major subjects of discussions over the week. And taking my time to listen to the story, to hear from sides, and to also listen to experts speak on the explosion and CNG, compressed natural gas, generally. The impression this explosion created was that the CNG is not is highly flammable and is not a safe means of energy. But contrary to that, experts have spoken extensively on the safety of CNG propelled vehicles, and from after investigation, realized that it was a welder who was not authorized who fabricated the cylinder for the exploded vehicle, and it did not follow due process. And as of yesterday, they said the welder has reported himself to the police. So CNG, compressed natural gas, is safe for usage, and if properly fabricated or converted, it is safe also. As a matter of fact, it is less likely to explode or even burst into flames, unlike LPG, liquefied natural, LPG, the local the cooking gas, and even petrol, PMS. So we are advising Nigerians to ensure that if you want to convert your vehicle to CNG usage, go through the proper channels and ensure that it is done by a professional so as to avoid explosions like this. That being said, we also call upon the federal government to ensure that they provide, there's a presidential initiative on CNG, which was inaugurated October last year. It's almost a year now, and I think that these are some of the issues that the presidential initiative is supposed to look into. They are supposed to have partnership with people or with the businessmen, with experts across the country to ensure that these are the conversion sites are available. It's easy for people to do this conversion and also to fuel their tanks so as to, because if a vacuum is created, then quacks and those who are not supposed to be in the business will fill in this vacuum. So we are calling on the presidential initiative of CNG and other relevant agencies to ensure that this is a lesson learned, and we ensure that we build upon this lesson, and we ensure that Nigerians get safer means of converting their petrol PMS engine to CNG. So the other interesting story that made the news over the week was former President Goodluck Jonathan. He has expressed concern over rulings on political cases by some courts in the country, saying the situation does not bode well for democracy. Former President Goodluck Jonathan was speaking at the 67th birthday celebration of our senior advocate of Nigeria, Professor Mike Uzekome, in Abuja. And he described some judgment on election matters as like turning a cone upside down. It is a very, very strong advice coming from a person who has been deputy governor, a governor, and also president of this country. and it goes a long way to show that there's a general, let me say, from section of the populace who think the judiciary has not been fair in the dispensation of justice, and there's a need for, especially in cases that have to do in political cases. But again, we really have to be careful on these verdicts because sometimes the same court, the same people who we complain about the independence of the judiciary or of in a particular case, if it does not go in their own way, also have a way of praising the judiciary if the case goes their way. So it is a two-way thing. Nigerians need to understand that the judiciary must not be brought down because of feelings towards the judgment, and seems now due to the availability of information, people have turned themselves to legal experts, and everybody have an opinion over issues of the law and judgments being passed. But that being said, we'll call upon the NJC to look inward, the Chief Justice of the Federation to also look inward and see how all these concerns about political judgment are looked into, and they create an impression in which Nigeria receive justice and also see that justice is being given. We also move to the stories in concerning the minimum wage. And in the last week, Lagos State and Rivers State announced that they've approved a new minimum wage of 85,000 naira for civil servants. The first was from the governor of Lagos State while addressing on a program in which he said that Lagos State is going to be paying 85,000 naira as minimum wage. On Friday also, the governor of Rivers State also came out to say his government will be paying civil servants employed by them 85,000 naira. I think this is a good step in the right directions. 70,000 naira is the base, is the least, is the minimum that can be given. But states who have more resources, who generate more resources internally or through the federal allocations, can decide to pay above the minimum wage level, and it is kudos to Rivers and Lagos State. And we also call upon other states who are yet to implement this minimum wage. It is quite unfortunate that after weeks or months of the approval of this minimum wage, it's signing into law, it is still being a subject of it's still being delayed. The payment and approval is being delayed by various state governments. So, and also the federal government needs to ensure that they also implement it at their own level, because they signed this agreement with labor and the Nigerians, and it's a law. And I think that there are implications for not following the letters of the spirit of the law. So that being said, we also like to look at the issue of fire outbreak in the Federal Ministry of Works yesterday. Panic ensued in the Federal Capital Territory on Friday when a fire broke out at the headquarters of the Federal Ministry of Works. The incident, which occurred shortly after workers resumed for the day, was attributed to a spark from the faulty circuit breaker on the ground floor. So this is the fire outbreak at the Federal Ministry of Works yesterday. It was there was no casualty, thankfully, and it was a result of a spark from the faulty circuit breaker on the ground floor. And the fire have been controlled by the necessary agencies that are in charge of the fire service and other agencies that are in charge of ensuring that these kind of incidents are contained and controlled. So it's a call to everyone to ensure that the electrical appliances should be switched off while leaving the office, and we also should ensure that there's safety in our homes and offices and places of business. We will also look at the story of there's some the Abia North Senator Orji Uzor Kalu has reiterated his support for a single 6-year term for president and state governors, arguing that such an arrangement will reduce the cost of governance and promote rapid development. He stated that the current system of 2 4-year terms is costly and often distracts elected officials from focusing on government. This is, I think, a lot of people are looking at how can we effectively ensure that leadership and is improved in Nigeria. Is it some argue that a single 6-year term for president and state governors will make sure that they have enough time of 6 years to work on their policies, and also the issue of re-elections and the likes of it will not be a distraction to them, and it will allow them to settle down to face the work they need to do. But there are people that also say if any government that really wants to work, 4 years is enough. If you give a person, we've seen cases of people going as far as 8 years and nothing is being done. And politicians are always politicians. When you look at them, they say the election distract them. Most of them, even when after their 8-year term, they are also still involved in elections because they want to impose or put in someone within their party or someone who will continue their legacy as in court and the government house. So while the idea of the single 6-year term for president and governor is good, I think we need to look beyond the number of years and ways in which we need to look at more critical issues that about governance in Nigeria. What kind of leaders are we electing? The system that throw up these leaders, is it a system that brings out the best of us? Is it a system that is trustworthy? Is it a system that allows the true leaders to emerge? These are issues that we really need to look at, because if you change the structure of the number of years and the way it's been run, and we're still churning out the same kind of leaders, I don't think we will really move forward in what we are doing. So let us focus on ensuring that the process of leadership is very, very transparent, and politics is made more attractive for people who wants to serve, and not people who wants to be in government for their own selfish interest. I think that is what Nigerians need at this point. It's very, very important, and it's something that we need to look at. At this point, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we take a look at some other stories making the headlines. Yes, good morning. Welcome back to News Nexus on ASK TV. Before we went for that break, we were having discovered, we're looking at stories that made headlines over the week. And we're going to continue in that light. I would like us to look at some issues that has to do with internal security in Nigeria. And there's a story here that says the defense headquarters has announced that troops eliminated 101 terrorists and apprehended a terrorist commander, Usman Saje, along with 182 others in various operations across the country over the past week. The director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, disclosed this in a statement on Friday in Abuja. It is good news coming from the defense headquarters. In the war against terror is a war that every Nigerian should support. The war against insurgency and banditry is something that we need to give the military all the necessary support to ensure that they rid Nigeria of this terrorist and banditry. And I think one of the ways in which we, the media, can do this is to constantly report stories that will encourage the army to do more. Because it is very easy to report cases of kidnap and terrorism, bomb blasts, but most times we relegate the stories of the apprehensions and the good works being done by the military. So I will call on Nigerians to please do more on this aspect of whenever the military or the security agencies make a headway in ensuring that we are secured. We should applaud them. We should do everything to encourage them, and that also brings us to the case of fuel tank explosion, a tanker explosion in Jigawa State on Tuesday. And I say no fewer than 170 people have been confirmed dead following a tanker explosion in Jigawa State on Thursday. This is quite unfortunate that at this point in time, when Nigerians are going through a lot, a tanker explosion will lead to the death of over 170 people. This is a serious issue, and this is something that is very, very sad. The state police public relations officer, DSP Lawal Adam, stated on Friday that 70 others remain critically injured and are receiving treatment in various hospitals. This is a sad one, and we call upon the authorities to ensure that they look at the issue of tankers and their drivers and generally, because they are more or less like a time bomb, and if they are not properly, if the tankers, the vehicles are not in good shape, and they had an accident, it always leads to fatalities like this. So this is an area in which the government needs to look into, and if the operators in that sector need to sanitize the sector and ensure that our core professionals and professionalism is used in the operation of tankers and the driving of tankers. It shouldn't be taken as a job for just anybody to do. And if we look at generally, if we look at the job of driving a tank, I think the job has been relegated for people who we don't scrutinize who they are, their mental state of health, and every other thing. And even the vehicles, you see some tankers and you begin to wonder, is this one, should this be on the road? Should this be carrying fuel? And the rate at which the daredevil speed, some of these drivers were flying the highways, the daredevil speed, they take, and failure, there could be a brake failure, there could be other things that you're on some incidents might occur which you didn't plan for. And when you are running on a high speed, it is very easy for the vehicle to lose control. So we call on everyone concerned to ensure that this sector is regulated, and we call on kind-hearted Nigerians to support those about 70 of them that are still in the hospital, the state government, the federal government, and kind-hearted individuals should please come to their aid and rescue to sort out their bills at the hospital. The Enugu State Police Command has announced the killing of two suspected kidnappers during a raid on their hideout on Thursday. This operation took place in Nokpa, Nike, Enugu East local government area, also resulted in the rescue of a kidnapped victim. So these are just some of the stories that made the news, and also look at the operatives of Ogun State Police Command arrested 27-year-old Imole Ajayi, who was accused of armed robbery from Area 5, Ikweni Opik Estate in the Agbara area of the state. These are some of the stories that made the headlines, security stories that made the headlines over the week. And on this note, we will go for another short break. And when we come back, we will be rounding up with stories from Taraba and also sports stories. So please stay tuned. We'll be back in a while.
At Mehula in Bali local government, a solar-powered borehole is sunk close to a gazetted forest and a cattle. Apart from its purpose of providing water to a tree nursery, The project offers multiple benefits to the community. To the south of Mewula, Garemalam in Kurumi local government is also a beneficiary of Akrisal's watershed management strategy. In Donga town of Donga local government.
Welcome back to News Nexus on ASCII TV, your premium news analysis program on TV. Remain yours, Abraham Maina Joda, and we've been talking about news across the country. And now we're the second half of this program. We are going to be looking at stories from home, from Taraba State. They say charity begins at home, and so we will not run this program without talking about one or two things going on in Taraba State. Let us look at this story. Taraba Assembly advances bill to establish Disability Commission. The step towards establishing a commission for persons living with disabilities in Taraba State has reached an advanced stage, the Guardian can report. This was observed when a bill to that effect passed through its second reading at the State House Assembly during plenary session. And as we look at it, the proposed legislation aims to create the Taraba State Persons Living with Disability Commission, which will be tasked with addressing key issues such as education, healthcare, social inclusion, economic opportunities, and civil rights for people with disabilities in the state. So, speaking on the bill, the Speaker of the House, John Kizito Bozema, stressed the importance of the legislation in fully integrating persons with disabilities into society. I think this is a good one coming from the Taraba State House of Assembly. People with disabilities need laws that will ensure that the rights are not taken away from them. It's a situation whereby we've not been able to harness the wonderful skills and potentials of people living with disabilities. We've seen other countries, other climes in which people living with disabilities have really contributed a lot to the society. And even here in Nigeria, if you look at in the area of sports, in Paralympics, Nigeria has been able to rake in more medals in the short years of participating in Paralympics and in other aspects. And we've produced many world champions in athletics and weightlifting and other areas in the disability sports. So I think we should respect people with disability, and we should create an environment for them. And Taraba State should ensure that they expedite this bill and make it into law, and not only making it into law, ensuring that it is implemented, which is very, very important, because there's even a bill, there's a law that guides disability in Nigeria. How have we been implementing it? Have we been giving them their quota in politics, in education, in life generally? So these are some of the things that we need to really look at. It is not enough to just make it into law, but we need to ensure that these laws are enforced and for the betterment of the people. So another story here that we'll look at is the story of an NGO bags 1,200 Taraba residents with free medical treatment. This is good. Over 1,200 people on Thursday in Wukari, Taraba State, benefited from the free medical outreach organized by Created for Good Works, a non-governmental organization, which is an initiative of architect Benjamin Angu Danjuma Gani and his wife, Mrs. Nambari Danjuma. Speaking about the flag off of the free medical outreach program at CSNA Comprehensive Health Clinic in Wukari, the co-founder of the foundation, Mrs. Danjuma, disclosed that the foundation mission is to support the less privileged in the society. So it is a good gesture coming from the NGO, Created for Good Works. 1,200 people on Thursday benefited from the free medical outreach. This is a trying time for Nigerians, and it will be good to have more people coming out to provide help for people across the world to ease the tension, the economic hardship many are facing. And we also look at the area of security. Troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army has apprehended 3 suspects, including a couple, for allegedly collaborating with terrorists in Taraba State. According to the spokesman of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army, Captain Onu Olubo, said the suspects were arrested at Lande Jesse village in Lao local government area of the state. He stated an operation carried out by the troops following an intelligence report led to the arrest of the 3 suspects. And according to the Army spokesman, the 3 suspected collaborators are Ahijo Suleiman, Abdurrahman Isa, and Aisha Mohammed. Information also revealed that during the investigation, Mohammed, who is married to Suleiman, confirmed that the latter's residence was used for hiding weapons after operations bandits. So this is a good one that we have been collaborators with bandits being arrested. And I think it is a call to Tarabans and Nigerians in general to ensure that they also are vigilant and watch out, report any suspicious movement by your neighbors, by people around you. If you suspect anything, you report it. Criminals and criminality is a thing, is the role of everybody in society to ensure that we stamp out all kinds of criminal activities in our environment. If we provide these information for the law enforcement agencies, it will be easier for them to come in and sweep out these criminal elements among us. So it is kudos to the Nigerian Army, and kudos to, I'm sure there might have been civilians who may have told or reported the maybe suspicious movements of these criminals. I think we need to do more of that. Our citizens taking charge of their environment and security. So that is a good one from from Taraba State. And also there's also the case of I think that is the same story. I'm saying that troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army apprehending 3 suspects, including a couple for allegedly collaborating with terrorists in Taraba State. So that is what we'll take for about Taraba State for now, and we will go to a more lively part of this program. We'll be looking at sports and we'll be focusing on football. For this, it's Saturday, it's weekend, and Nigerians all over the world and sport lovers all over the world look forward to the football matches that will be played between today, Saturday, Sundays, and sometimes they'll spill over to Monday. In the Nigeria Premier Football League, NPFL, we match day 6 of 9. Okay, we are in match day 9 of the Nigerian Professional Football League, and there will be 3 matches on Saturday. Today by 4 o'clock, there will be 3 matches. The first, one of those matches will be Lobby Stars of Makurdi against Bayelsa United at the Makurdi Township Stadium. Lobby Stars of Makurdi against Bayelsa United. The other match will be at Benin, which is Bendel United or Bendel Insurance versus Abia Warriors. The men from Abia, the Warriors from Abia, will be going to Benin to lock arms with Bendel Insurance. The other match for those are the 2 matches for today. While tomorrow, Sunday, we'll be having 6 matches coming up tomorrow, Sunday, by 4 p.m. Shooting Stars of Ibadan will be locking arms with Aqua United at Lekan Salami Stadium in Ibadan. While Nasarawa United will be hosting Kano Pillars, and there's been a trendy video on social media over the weekend of the goal scored by Ahmed Musa for Kano Pillars. He now plays in straight with Kano Pillars, and it was a wonderful goal from him. He showed raw pace and skills to really beat the defenders and score a goal. So I believe people of Nasarawa State today will be trooping to the stadium to take a look at Nigerian football legend and captain of the Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa, play for Kano Pillars. These are some of the things we wish we could have more of it in our league. Ex-internationals and known names are coming to play in the league, just like other people do in other leagues in other countries, where ex-international they come back to their former club or even come back home to ply their trade in the local leagues. And we need more investment from these players into the league and from business people. It will make our league more exciting to watch. We also have on Sunday Rivers United versus El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. That will be at Port Harcourt. While Plateau United will be hosting Sunshine Stars of Akure at Jos. Another match will be Atlant versus Remo Stars. Atlant versus Remo Stars. While Eyimba Football Club of Aba will be hosting Ikorodu City. Ikorodu City is a club based in Lagos. They have been in the MPFL for just a short time. They're going to Aba to lock arms with the Eyimba, two-time CAF Champions League winner and multiple winner of the Nigerian Football Premier League. And at Ilorin, we have Kwara United against Enugu Rangers. Enugu Rangers will be facing Kwara United in Ilorin. While the last but not the least, Katsina United will be locking us with fellow another club, Ninja Tornadoes. Ninja Tornadoes of Maina. So those are the matches, Nigeria Professional Football League matches for the weekend. And we call on Nigerian sports lovers all over Nigeria to take a trip to the stadium to watch these matches and promote our league. And for those that cannot make it to the stadium, we should follow these matches on social media. We should post issues about these matches. We should talk about them. We should watch them live. That is, we are promoting our own, which will help us. It is a big football. It's a very, very big business, and we've seen that all over the world. The Nigerian league should be worth billions of dollars and not these mega millions that we've seen in their league. We have the talent, we have the passion, we have the audience, we have the spectators, we have the fans. What we just need is an organization to put together a proper packaging. And I can tell you that the Nigerian league will ensure that we retain the best here. So all that being said, we also go to the big one coming this weekend after the international break. The English Premier League is coming back. The English Premier League is coming back after the international break. This is week 8 of the English Premier League. And there will be early kickoff in London between Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham. It's a London derby between Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham by 12:30 today. That will kick off the Premier League matches for this week, for week 8. And we'll be having some matches today. We'll be having matches today by 3 o'clock. Manchester United will be facing off with Brentford, while Fulham will be locking us with Aston Villa. Newcastle will be hosting Brighton of Albion, while Southampton will be hosting Leicester City. It's going to be a war between two newly promoted teams to the Premier League. While by 5:30 we have Bournemouth hosting Arsenal at the Vitality Stadium. While tomorrow we have Wolves hosting Manchester City. While Liverpool, the big one, the Super Sunday match is between Liverpool Football Club, who will be hosting Chelsea Football Club. And also by 8 o'clock, that will be 7:30 tomorrow. That will be while Nottingham Forest will be hosting Crystal Palace. So for this weekend, the major match for this weekend will be the cracker between Liverpool and Chelsea. It's a decider on if Liverpool is able to win this match. They will solidify their position on the table, and if they lose or if they drop points against Chelsea, it will affect their positions on the table, especially if the other two teams, Manchester City and Arsenal, are able to pick points away in their away matches. While Chelsea, on the other hand, is a team on the rise, and it is with matches like this that they will prove to their fans that yes, they are back to where they used to be. So at the beginning of the season, they were not seen as contenders, but with their recent performance, I think they are outsiders. They are within the range of those that may just break into the may just surprise everyone and pick the league. We also look at today, again, another interesting one will be the one between Manchester United and Brentford. Manchester United is going through a phase which there are a lot of rumor in the club. Generally, the fans are not happy with the results. They believe that the team deserve better than this. So now at Old Trafford, hosting Brentford, this is an opportunity for Ten Hag and his boys to prove to the fans that yes, they are capable. They are Manchester United, and they are going for glory. So this is going to be an interesting one for Manchester United. While Arsenal against Bournemouth will be another one. Arsenal will be looking at if Arsenal wins the match against Bournemouth, they will be leapfrogging Man City, who will be playing tomorrow, and Chelsea and Liverpool to top their table. So they can beat Bournemouth today, they top the table, while they look forward to the matches between Man City and Liverpool, and they're hoping that at least they both drop points. So it's going to be a week. There are a lot of actions to be coming our way, and there's always drama and surprises after the international break, because players come exhausted, especially for the big teams. Yeah, players come exhausted, injured, or they've not been able to come together and train properly. So let us watch out. I believe there will be a surprise or two this weekend that will be as a result of fatigue of the international break. And so that is the excitement of football. That is the excitement of the Premier League. And that is why people all over the world gather around their TV to watch the Premier League. And that is why we also calling on the Nigeria Professional Football League. We're calling on Nigerians to also ensure we have the raw passion, the followership, the fan base to really develop our league in this country. And what we need is just to properly package it and to the world. The world is waiting for us to explore. We've done it with music, we've done it with the movies, we've done it in other areas that Nigeria is leading in all these areas. Started off like a joke. Look at the entertainment industry. Started like a joke. We could do it, but now we're doing it. Our musicians are rubbing shoulders with the top musicians all over the world. You can't go to anywhere in the world now and Nigerian music is not played, be it in Europe, in Asia, or South America, or wherever it may be. And I think our football too needs to get to this level. I remember after USA in '94, when Nigeria played one of the most entertaining football the world have ever seen at the World Cup tournament. And the name Super Eagles became a household name in football. Everybody look forward all over the world to seeing the likes of JJ Okocha, Sunday Oliseh, Rashidi Yekini, Manuel Amunike, Austin Eguavon, and the likes of them. They wanted to see Samson Siasia, Muchiwa Adepoju. These were people that were able to bring together a kind of football, entertaining and positive football that took over the world at USA 94. Moving forward again at Atlanta 96, about 2 or 3 out of the USA 94 squad were part of the Atlanta 96 squad, and they met with a core of players that won the under 17 Junior World Cup in Japan 93, the likes of Kanu, Celestin Babayaro, and his brother Emmanuel Babayaro, Mobi Okparaku, Taribo West, what's his name again? Wilson Oruma, and the rest of them. And they were able to come together as a team in Atlanta 96 to win the first gold medal for Africa at the men's football event. Nobody can forget the comeback against the almighty Brazil team that had the likes of Bebeto, Rivaldo, Ronaldo de Lima, and other Rivaldo and other great players then. So then Nigeria was on the rise, and everybody knew about our players and our football. And I think if we've done it before, we can do it again. And that is we just need to focus on ensuring that our league is properly packaged. And good things are coming back to our football, especially for the men football and in the areas of individual awards. For the last time before last year that a Nigerian player won the African Footballer of the Year was in 1999 when Wanko Kanu, while playing for Arsenal Football Club of England, then won the African Footballer of the Year. Ever since, no Nigerian has won it until 2023 when Victor Osimhen won the award for being the best player in Africa. And this year, we can see the shortlist, the final shortlist, the 3-man shortlist from CAF is out. And we have 2 Nigerians on the list and a Moroccan. We have Ademola Lookman of Atlanta. We have Victor Boniface of Bayer Leverkusen and Brian Diaz of Real Madrid and Morocco. So it is time. We are on the rise, and I think we should sustain this momentum and ensure that, yes, our football is brought back to where it should be. And I think at this stage we'll be rounding up our program for today, News Nexus. But I think I would like to specially commend, I will call him Alhaji Ahmed Musa, for always coming back home whenever he needs a club. He comes back home and he plays for Kano Pillars. I wish a lot of our players who are just living in Europe, doing nothing, can come back home and help us support the league. And I watched a video with himself and Shehu Abdullahi. I think Shehu Abdullahi is also playing for Kano Pillars now, former Super Eagles player. They went to the VIP stands to speak to fellow legend Emmanuel Okala, former Nigerian goalkeeper, international goalkeeper Emmanuel Okala, and you could see the respect between 2 legends of different era. So these are the kind of positive things that will grow our football. So kudos to Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi for that great gesture. And at this stage, I think we've have enough for today, and it's been a wonderful program, and I would like to say a special thank you to everyone that ensured that these worked out well, the people at the MCR, the engineer Adna, and my other people, if I'm not wrong, Baba Iyali is in the MCR. They've all been running to ensure that everything goes well. I thank everyone for them, and they're always here. They are behind the scene, but we are in front of the camera, and we know how much they put into this. And to the management of Ask TV, thank you for this opportunity, for this platform provided for us. So on this note, I round up my program for today, News Nexus on Ask TV. We'll be back, same time, same station. Saturday. Thank you. You're welcome.